So how can you take a shower inside the ISS?
Easy answer, you cannot. There is no shower, there's also no washing machine, there's not even a washing basin. All we have is a water dispenser, and so you have something like the size of this, and so you fill this with water, and then you have a wet towel, and then you can rub your body, and this is a shower.
What about washing your clothes?
Well, you don't wash your clothes. You get clothes that you need to wear for a certain amount of days. So, for example, every 3 days you get new underwear. Well, the girls are luckier, they get every 2 days new underwear. But the socks and the t-shirts, it's all the same. So we have like 1 t-shirt per week. And the second week I use the t-shirt for doing sports. And after 2 weeks it's really smelly, and then we trash it. Which means like we put it in a bag. And once all these trash bags are full, we put them into a capsule. And this capsule we send back towards the Earth, but it doesn't have a heat shield. And so it burns up in the atmosphere and it becomes a shooting star.
What about sleeping? How hard was it for you?
The first night was a bit horrible because as soon as I was in my sleeping bag, free floating in my cabin, in a free floating sleeping bag, I switched off the light and immediately I had the feeling I'm in an elevator shaft, a black dark shaft, and I'm falling. And I mean, imagine you're falling down an abyss. This is not relaxing. So you don't feel like I want to sleep. So I switched on the light again. I was like, oh, is the space station still okay, or are we like the end of doomsday? And so this happened like 2 or 3 times. After the third time, my brain said, okay, I'm tired, I give up. And on the next day, I slept already like a baby without even thinking about it.
Oh God.
So this is the private area for an astronaut, and you feel already the sound is a little bit different in there because there's sound insulation. As soon as we close the door, you don't hear anymore the noise from the space station. That is important.
There's only one light inside.
Yes.
Correct?
Well, this here is a simplified cabin, so you can decorate it. You have usually a little bit more bags in there. You have a sleeping bag where you can like put yourself in so that you don't float away. Some astronauts prefer to strap themselves against the wall, so they have the feeling they are lying on a bed. I was actually floating diagonal. I like the free floating part.
Tell us more about your daily routine in the ISS, about your everyday life. What was a typical day at the ISS?
A typical day starts usually at 7:30 in the morning. Then we all unite and we call Houston. And then we have a lot of activities scheduled, like the kids in school. They have their plan from 8 to 9 mathematics, 9 to 10, sports. So we also have our plan. It goes from 7:30 to 7:30 in the evening. We only have 1 hour lunch break, 2 hours of sports. But in between, it's doing science, sometimes also repairing stuff.
Μπορεί λοιπόν κανείς να κάνει διάδρομο, πρέπει να είσαι δεμένος στο διάδρομο για να τρέξεις χωρίς να φύγεις προς τα πάνω. Μπορεί να κάνει ποδήλατο και πάλι στερεωμένος στο κάθισμα. Και το τρίτο είναι αυτό που θα λέγαμε σηκώνεις βάρη, αλλά φυσικά χωρίς βαρύτητα δεν μπορείς να σηκώσεις βάρη. Υπάρχει λοιπόν ένα πολυόργανο το οποίο στην ουσία χρησιμοποιεί την αντίσταση. Αντί να σηκώνεις βάρη, αυτό έχει δύναμη ενάντια στους μυς σου και άρα έτσι γυμνάζεσαι.
When I was in space, I spent 6 months up there. We had Christmas in space, New Year's evening in space, and also my birthday in space. The nice part of being in space for my birthday was that I could invite all my friends on the space station. And at that specific day, we were 10 people on board. And we were all 10 people in the Columbus module dancing. And we were dancing so wild that actually Houston could measure it. I didn't know that this was possible. But after dancing on a Friday evening in there, it's like suddenly we received a call from Houston saying like, "Space station, what are you doing? The entire station is vibrating."
It's bouncing. Amazing. How do the astronauts communicate with their families? And do they have free time to do so?
They can take a phone and call any number on ground at any time that they want. But that will be like just a regular phone call. And they very rarely would do that during their working time. After 7:30 p.m., they can call friends or family if they want.
In the cabin, I had also a computer like we see here. And with this computer, you can connect down to the ground via satellites. And then you can talk like a Skype call. Most people understand what this is. And so it's like a phone call. But on a weekend, I also have a video call with my family. And then I can see on the computer screen also my family.
What personal items did you choose to take with you from Earth to space?
You have a small box, I would say like the size of a shoebox, half a kilogram, so size and a weight limitation that you can bring with private items.
So your small suitcase?
More or less, yes. So it's like I brought some photos of my family. I also brought some small items that friends of mine gave me and said like flights to space. For example, also wedding rings of my best friends. And so such small items that I had half a year with me in space and then brought back because it has a special meaning then for my friends.
So what happens if an astronaut needs something from Earth, some personal items?
Hopefully they will think of it before. So if you have a good spouse on ground, they will think, okay, it will be Christmas, it will be the birthday, so then they can plan ahead. Because getting things up to station, it takes a lot of preparation beforehand.